Colorado High School Activities Association Baseball is on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network this afternoon from Frederick High School. It's the visiting Fort Morgan Mustangs against the Frederick Warriors. I'm John Beltran with the Mustangs playing their third game of the season. They lost the first two in extra innings, 12-11 in 8 innings to Northridge, and then 8-6 to Mountain View on Saturday. Now, Frederick is 3-0, but the schedule's been a little bit soft. We'll see how good they are in this particular game. Opening pitch is brought to you by High Plains Bank, your friendly local community bank serving Wiggins and all the surrounding areas. Find out more at highplainsbank.com. And the opening pitch is swung on and maybe tapped to the plate. We'll get to the starting lineups here momentarily. Briggs Wheatley leading off for the Mustangs. And he'll be followed by Jackson Langford. And the right-hander delivers. And the breaking ball is up and away. That is Chase Presswich. Batting third will be Nick Beltran. The fourth hitter is Jesse Campa. Braden Fajardo hits fifth. K.O. Langford bats sixth. Swung on and lifted down the left field side, and that is way foul. Batting seventh is Frank Ortega. The first baseman Malachi Bills hits eighth. And the DH Colin Farley will be batting ninth for Fort Morgan. 1 ball and 2 strikes, and the pitch is a fastball up and away. It's 2-2. Chris Baum is at first, Braden Johnson at second, Tommy Smith is the third baseman, Brendan Gockenauer is at short, Hayden Burton in left, Bryce Conover in center, A.J. Lyman in right, and the pitch is swung on and popped up in the infield into shallow center. Now the second baseman is going out, and the catch is made, and there's one down as Braden Johnson puts it away for Frederick, and Briggs Wheatley is retired. And that'll bring up the number 2 hitter, Jackson Langford, the hottest hitter this season, batting .750. He had 4 hits against Mountain View, and the fastball swung on and missed at the knees. It's 0-1. Again, Frederick at 3-0, and the Mustangs at 0-2 going into this one. Here's the wind and pitch. Fastball is a strike on the outer half, belt high. It's 0-2 from Prestwich to Jackson Langford, hard-throwing right-hander. Here's the wind and offering, and a check swing, and he went on the fastball above the letters. No appeal there, and Langford strikes out on 3 pitches. Good start here for Prestwich. And there's 2 down for Nick Beltran. Beltran hitting .429 in the early going. The top 3 hitters have been productive for Fort Morgan. Batting from the left side, and the pitch swung on and lined up the middle, and that's a base hit into center field for Nick Beltran on the first pitch to him. A 2-out base hit, which will send up Jesse Campa. Campa came around with a big RBI to tie the game against Mountain View on Saturday. That sent the game to the 8th inning. A short lead for Beltran at first, and the pitch, and the breaking ball is in the dirt. Blocked nicely there by Zamudio. 1 ball and no strikes. The Mustangs in their road grays and Frederick in their home whites. Game number 4 for the Warriors and number 3 for the Mustangs. And the pitch, and the fastball is over but low. 2 balls and no strikes. We started about 6 minutes early here in Frederick. But a gorgeous day. Game time temperature is sitting at, 73 degrees. Swung on, grounded up the middle, and a ball underneath the glove of the second baseman, Johnson, into shallow right center field. Beltran to third, and that'll be an error on a routine grounder there. And the Mustangs keep the inning alive. First and third with 2 down. Here's Braden Fajardo, who did not play. He was not in the lineup. He was not here in Colorado against Mountain View, but had a big first game. Had a huge double, and he was sorely missed on Saturday. Good, strong second baseman, the pitch, and that is a fastball for a strike at the knees. Down the middle, it's no balls and 1 strike. Approaching 4 o'clock Mountain Time, this is Morgan County's B106 KPRB, Brush, Fort Morgan. The stretch and the offering. Swung on and fisted foul. Looked like a bender in there. It is 0-2 to Braden Fajardo. Beltran at third, Camp at first. No balls and 2 strikes. The right-hander Prestwich looks in. Laying down the sign, Zamudio. The pitch, swing and a miss and a fastball above the letters that tied him up. And the Mustangs are done here in the top of the first inning. No runs for Fort Morgan, 1 hit. There was a Frederick error and 2 men left on base. LOBs were an issue for the Mustangs against Northridge. We head to the bottom of the first inning. The Mustangs do not score. And Northridge is coming to bat on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's get to the Frederick starting lineup. Batting first for the Warriors is the shortstop Brendan Gokenauer. The catcher Bryce Conover hits second. Actually, he's in center field. The catcher is Cruz Zamudio. He bats third. The pitcher Chase Prestwich bats fourth. Second baseman Braden Johnson hits fifth. Chris Baum, the first baseman, hits sixth. The third baseman Tommy Smith is in the seventh position. A.J. Lyman in right hits eighth. And Hayden Borden, the left fielder, is batting ninth. For the Mustangs defensively, Jesse Camp is at first. Braden Fajardo is the second baseman. Over at third is Frank Ortega. The shortstop is Nick Beltran. Around the outfield, Levi McCoy's in left. The center fielder is Briggs Wheatley. Cale Langford in right. Jackson Langford behind the plate, and Jesse Campa making his first start in his second appearance of the season. And the right-hander comes home, and the changeup is up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Here to the shortstop, Gokenauer. Laying down the sign is Langford. And the offering. Swing and a foul tip at the plate. And the count levels at 1-1. Lots of good off-speed stuff thrown by Jesse. Then he'll sneak in that fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitch. And the breaking ball is up and away. 2-1 to the Frederick shortstop, batting for the left side. Both teams with their leadoff hitters batting lefty. And the offering, and that is inside. Went for the corner and missed. 3-1. Jesse had massive struggles against Northridge with control, and that was in a relief role. Hopefully as a starter he'll be much sharper here. 3-1, and that is a little bit high with the off speed. And he walks on 5 pitches. That'll send up Bryce Conover. Right-handed hitter for Frederick. Home plate umpire wants to back the Mustangs into the dugout. Because technically, if you're out of the dugout even a step, you're in the field of play, at least in foul territory. The Mustangs at double play depth. Unlike Fort Morgan High School, we get to broadcast where we broadcast at elevation. Here it's at ground level. Righty against righty. No score, bottom of the first inning. The Mustangs stranded 2 in the top of the first. Gokenauer with about a 2.5-step lead. Campa looks in. And the pitch. And the breaking ball is a strike on the inside corner at the knees. No balls and 1 strike. And that location is going to serve him well, but he's got to be very consistent with it. 0-1. Again, the same 2-step advantage at first. The pitch. Fastball is a strike on the outside corner, knee high. No balls and 2 strikes. Well, if you can spot those all day, Fort Morgan will be in business. Throw back to first, oh boy, that throw and the tag arrived at the same time, but Gokenauer right back in. Excellent move there by Campa. No balls and 2 strikes to the number 2 hitter in the Frederick lineup. Langford lays down the sign. And the offering. That is a called strike 3, a gorgeous breaking ball on the inner half. And Conover strikes out on 3 pitches. 1 down here for the catcher from the right side, Cruz Zamudio. And again, the Mustangs can end this inning with a double play. Let's see if Gokenauer will be taking off from first. That was a great 3-pitch sequence. The stretch and the offering. And the benders in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Here to Zamudio. Well, Jesse got ahead of the previous hitter. And the pitch is a strike. Right in there at 1-1 strike. We're in the bottom of the first inning on a perfect afternoon here in Frederick. No score. The Mustangs had 2 on base. 2-step lead. Throw back to first, and back in diving is Gokenauer. 1-1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Jesse Campa looks in. Chest high, the pitch. And the breaking ball's a strike on the inside corner. He's got that baby working well. Ball 1, strike 2. Yeah, he's got command of that pitch right now. He has a lot of command right now in the early going after walking the opening hitter. The stretch. And a pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball in the outer half, and it's a strikeout of Zamudio. There's 2 down. And here's the pitcher, Chase Presswich. Big, strong right-handed hitter out of the 4-hole. Well, this is exactly what Jesse Campa needs to gain that confidence that he might have lost there in Greeley exactly 1 week ago. Throw back to first, and back in diving is Gokenauer. Presswich digging in. Jesse again at chest level, the pitch. And that breaking ball's a beauty, a strike on the outer half at the knees. Whatever he's been working on has worked so far here with the last 2+ hitters. No balls and 1 strike. The stretch and the offering. Fastball is outside. The count levels at 1-1. Both pitchers have 2 strikeouts here in the first inning. 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, throw back to first and right into the runner, but Malachi applies the tag. Campa's got a very good move. Not easy to steal on him whatsoever. Langford lays down the sign. And the pitch. Swung on that has popped up extremely high into right field. Cale Langford looking for the ball. He can't find it, and the ball is going to drop along the line. He never saw the ball, and the runner's going to score. It's going to be a pop fly double, and the problems continue from last week when the Mustangs had issues, and it's 1-0, and there was no help there whatsoever. It's a straight-up double and a pop fly by Prestwich as Gokenauer scores, and that's just bad luck, and you got to have some glasses out there. I mean, what did Fort Morgan learn from last week? They had 2 or 3 issues last Thursday, and it's happened again. And now Cale's got the glasses out in right field. Jeez. I mean, I thought last week might have been an aberration, but it's already happened here in the first inning. And the pitch. And that fastball is up and in. I mean, you could tell from the beginning he had no command of where that ball was hit. Braden Johnson's the right-handed hitter for Frederick. And Gokenauer just kept going and scored. 1 ball, no strikes. And the offering. That's very high. It's 2-0. Yeah, that's a helpless feeling as an outfielder. But if you know that, and it's not as high a sky as last week, there are clouds. 2-0 pitch. Breaking ball's a strike down the middle. Thigh high. It's 2-1. I mean, it just stings to give away a run like that. And again, nothing you can do there. Maybe if Fort Morgan hits that same ball, they get the break, which they did last week. The pitch, way outside. It's 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Chris Baum is on deck. Awaiting the pitches, Braden Johnson with 2 out and 1 across here in the first. The offering. Swung on that is grounded to short. Nick Beltran's got it. He sets, he throws, and side is retired as Braden Johnson is out, number 3. However, a pop fly double scores a run for Frederick. Let's head to the second. Frederick 1, Fort Morgan nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. It'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for the Mustangs in the second inning, trailing Frederick 1-0. Cale Langford, followed by Frank Ortega. And Malachi Bills. A pop fly double by the number 4 hitter. The opposing pitcher, Prestwich, has plated the game's only run. KO looking for his first hit of the season, but his OBP's been good. He's taken a few walks, has been hit by a pitch, and that's all you can ask for. And the right-hander comes home. Fastball is tapped down the third base side, fair, and it took a huge hop into shallow left field. And then the ball gets away, the throw to second, and he's going to be in there. That'll be a single and an error. It was a big chopper as it turned out, and it just bounced over Smith's head down the third base line, and then Borton had issues with it in left field, so give Langford the base hit. Advancing to second on the miscue. And that's Frederick's second error. The Mustangs trying to take advantage. Here's Frank Ortega. Looked like a tapper, but again, we're at ground level, so you don't see it clearly off the bat sometimes, and it was a huge, almost like a Baltimore chop. The stretch. And the offering. And the breaking ball's a strike on the inner half at the knees. No balls and 1 strike. Ortega was backing off, thinking that might have been a fastball. The Mustangs down 1-0 in the visiting half of the second. And Prestwich comes home. Swing and a miss and a fastball up and in. That was a pitcher's pitch. No balls and 2 strikes. You got to lay off of that one. Might have been called a ball anyway. No balls and 2 strikes. Prestwich had 2 strikeouts in the first. Sizable lead at second. Johnson, the second baseman, covering. Swinging a foul to the screen and a fastball above the letters. All right, back with you here. We apparently had a temp issue with the phone. So we are back here, and it's a strikeout of Frank Ortega. And the offering, and the breaking ball's up and in. Here to Malachi Bills. Yeah, we had one phone overheat, so we're on an alternate device. Swung on and grounded left side, headed for left field. The shortstop's got it, and a long throw to first. I don't know why it was made. It's going to be an infield hit. I'm not sure what Gokenauer was doing there. It's an infield hit for the Mustangs. And Malachi Bills, so first and third as Langford advances over there. Well, overheated device. I didn't know it was that hot today. Well, we'll see if we can fix that here. Here's Colin Farley. 1-0 Frederick in the top of the second. The pitch. And the fastball is a strike at the knees. No balls and 1 strike. Here to Farley. Good news, we have a good signal here from Frederick High School. Farley awaits the 0-1. Runners take their leads. The pitch. Swung on line foul towards the Mustang dugout. A very late swing. And now he has to watch out with a potential hook here, or a fastball above the letters. No balls, 2 strikes, first and third. KO Langford with a single and went to second on an error on the same play. Frank Ortega struck out. Malachi Bills with a grounder to left field for a base hit. But Farley down in the count at 0-2. The offering and the breaking ball is a called strike 3. Boy, I don't know if that got the inside corner, but he is rung up, and to second on the stolen base on the back end is Bills. 2 down here for Briggs Wheatley. Well, that was a little bit of a surprise there on the back end. Yeah, that did not appear that it got the plate, but maybe just a little bit, maybe a tad. Righty against lefty, and the pitch, and the breaking ball is a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike to Briggs Wheatley. When the top of the second, Frederick leads 1-0. The Mustangs with 2 in scoring position. They stranded 2 in the first. And the offering, curveball, strike 2, same location. No balls and 2 strikes. This right-hander Chase Prestwich does have a good hook. But Fort Morgan unable to capitalize despite 3 hits and 2 errors by Frederick. Let's see if Briggs can come through. And the offering, swing and a miss on a bender. And he pulled his entire body. He was almost falling out of the box. And he was fooled on that pitch, and Wheatley strikes out. He is now 0 for 2 after popping out in the opening frame. The Mustangs have stranded 4 through an inning and a half. We head to the bottom of the second inning in Frederick with the score. Frederick 1, Fort Morgan nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
Premier Farm Credit Insurance is an equal opportunity.
John Beltran back with you. Bottom of the second inning we go. And the Mustangs trail 1-0. Frederick will be going with the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Chris Baum, Tommy Smith, and A.J. Lyman against right-hander Jesse Campa. Wind in the pitch. Swung on, grounded to third. Frank Ortega backs up. It's off his glove into shallow left. That'll be a Mustang error. Their first of the game. He let the ball play him. It took a little bit of a high hop, but not the same hop it took against Northridge. That's an error. So the Mustangs have stranded 4. And it's been that type of season so far. Missed opportunities. And it's continuing here in Frederick. Here's right-handed hitting Tommy Smith. Short lead at first. The pitch. And the changeup is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Frederick at 3-0 with wins over Berthoud in extra innings. Niwot and Thompson Valley. Swung on and popped foul and out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike to Tommy Smith. It was a 2-out pop fly double down the right field line that, quite frankly, K.O. Langford could not see. And that's a strike. Took something off it, up and away. 0-2. When I mean up and away, probably about letter high for the strike. Got the top of the strike zone. No balls, 2 strikes. Bottom of the second inning, 1 on and nobody out. Campa had 2 strikeouts in the opening inning and the offering. Swing and a miss on a pitch up and in with a fastball. And going down on strikes is Tommy Smith. 1 down for A.J. Lyman, left-handed hitter for Frederick. Campa getting the sign. Short lead at first in the pitch. Swung on and fouled off to the left. No balls and 1 strike. Hayden Borton is on deck. Here for Frederick. And the offering. Swung on and tapped foul on the breaking ball behind the plate. And the count moves to 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on. 1-0 Frederick in the bottom of the second inning. Fort Morgan looking for their first win. Frederick for their 4th win. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Knee high. Strikeout number 4 as Lyman goes down. And there's 2 down for Hayden Borton. Well, Jesse's bringing his stuff right now. So here we go with the number 9 hitter in Borton. Right-handed hitter for Frederick. And a throw back to first, nothing doing. Back in is the base runner, Chris Baum. Jesse had 2 strikeouts in the first and 2 so far here in the second. The pitch. Fastball is away. 1 ball and no strikes. We find out that devices can overheat pretty quickly. So we got to be really careful here. And even though the temperature's in the mid-70s, that doesn't matter. The offering, and that's down and away, took something off at 2-0. You don't want this lineup to turn over just quite yet. 2 balls and no strikes with a man on and 2 out in the bottom of the second inning. Mustangs down by a run. And Kappa comes home. That is a strike. Strike on the outside corner. And the count is sitting at 2 balls and 1 strike. And the pitch swung on and lifted into left center field. To his right is Briggs Wheatley. Plenty of room. And he will make the grab. Side retired in the bottom of the 2nd inning. For Frederick, no runs on no hits. There was a Mustang error and a man left at first. 2 complete on this Thursday afternoon. The score, it's Frederick 1 and the Mustangs nothing. Mustang Baseball is brought to you in part by Stubbs Gas and Oil on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran back in Frederick where the Mustangs trail 1-0 as we head to the 3rd. And the pitch is swung on and missed by Jackson Langford. 2, 3, and 4 Langford, followed by Beltran and Jesse Campa. Langford struck out against Prestwich in the opening frame. The pitch swung on and chopped to second. Johnson backs up, and he sidearms to first for the out. And Langford is out number 1 here in the 3rd. And that'll send up Nick Beltran. Beltran singled on the very first pitch he saw from Prestwich in the 1st. Digging in from the left side, and the offering, and the breaking ball's up and away. One ball and no strikes to the senior shortstop, and the pitch swung on, popped up, and foul and out of play. Count levels at 1-1. The Mustangs have 3 hits in the game. And a hit in the 1st and 2 more in the 2nd. As we're in the 3rd. 1-1. Swung on and fisted foul. Jammed it with a fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Got to watch out now for that breaking ball. He's been throwing a sharp breaking ball, especially tailing away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Nick Beltran. 1 out and the base is empty. Time is called. Jesse Campa's on deck. Seen quite a few strikeouts in this game on both sides. 1 and 2 to Beltran. The pitch up and away with a fastball. Levels the count at 2-2. Fort Morgan lost their first game by a run, their second game by 2 runs. Now they're down a run here in game 3 in the 3rd. And the 2-2 pitch. That is a called strike 3. Took the hook. That's a perfect pitch on the inner half, and Beltran strikes out. Didn't see that coming. He thought it was a fastball, and he is rung up. And for Chase Prestwich, let's see, he's racking up strikeouts here. That is strikeout number 6. And the pitch swung on. That's grounded to short. Should be a routine play for Gokenauer. Fires to first in time, and Jesse Campa is retired on 1 pitch. 2.5 innings are complete. With the score, Frederick 1, Fort Morgan nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Well, the game's moving along quickly as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. And the Mustangs trail Frederick 1-0 and a pop fly double with 2 down by Chase Prestwich. Back to the top of the order, Brendan Gokenauer, followed by Bryce Conover and Chris Zamudio. That's Cruz Zamudio. 6 strikeouts for Prestwich, and Jesse Campa's got 4 of his own. Hitting from the left side is Gokenauer. The pitch swung on and fouled back. It's 0-1. Fort Morgan's got to find a way to generate offense. They haven't had an issue offensively, really, in the first 2 games. It's been something different every game, but they have missed opportunities. 4 left on base in the first 2 innings. The pitch swung on and fouled on the breaking ball. Fouled it off to the left. No balls and 2 strikes. Here to Gokenauer. Looking in. Wind and offering. Swing and a miss on a fastball tailing away. 5 strikeouts for Jesse Campa as Gokenauer goes down. The next 2 hitters struck out the first time up, including this one, Bryce Conover. And again, we're seeing another disturbing trend for Fort Morgan where they're out-hitting but not outscoring. They're out-hitting Frederick 3-1, down 1-0. Breaking ball is grounded left side. Ortega to his left is got it. Sets, throws, 2 down. 5-3 from third to first. Here is Cruz Zamudio. And that time Jesse went with a breaking ball. He's thrown just 36 pitches. But the question is, which offense will break out first? We're nearly halfway through the game. We've played just over, well, about 38 minutes. We started early, 36 to be exact. After that 3-hour and 5-minute game a week ago. And the breaking ball's a beauty. Belt high, it's 0-1. That was the same pitch on the other end that Beltran struck out on. No balls and 1 strike to Zamudio. And Campa comes home. Swing and a miss on a bender. No balls and 2 strikes. Much more comfortable than he was a week ago in relief. Langford lays down the sign. And the offering. Fastball is up and in. Ball 1, strike 2, 2 down and the bases empty in the bottom of the third. The Mustangs trail 1-0. And the pitch. Swing and foul tipped. Oh, right off the glove of Langford. It was in the glove for a second. Looked like he threw him a changeup there. Remains at 1-2. A good heavy pitch there by Jesse Campa. Wind and offering in the dirt with a breaking ball. Ball 2, strike 2. Here to Zamudio in the third. With Prestwich waiting to hit next. Wind in the pitch in the dirt. Skips off of Langford to the screen. Now it's 3-2. Yeah, you don't want a repeat scenario of the first inning when you had a man on with 2 down and the pitcher at the plate. This is the pitch that Jesse wants to make here to get out of the third inning. The offering. The bender's very high. Never broke. It broke, but very little. And he lost him after a 1-2 count. And here is Prestwich with that pop fly double. Now, K.O. Langford, who lost it in right field, is wearing sunglasses now. And I believe that's the first, let's see, that's the second walk. Campa did walk. In fact, the guy he walked, Gokenauer, did score in the first. Laying down the sign is Langford. 2-step lead at first. And the pitch. Up and away. He's lost the plate now. Jesse with 27 strikes and 17 balls through 44 pitches. There are 2 down here in the bottom of the third. Throw back to first and close play back and diving is Zamudio. Mustangs had first and third, did not score in the first. Second and third, did not score in the second. The pitch, and the bender's down and in. Well, they got to go with something, at least a fastball or something. That's not working now. It was for a while, but he was up 1-2 and lost the previous hitter. Now down 2-0, and you're throwing back to first. You just want to cheap out, and you're going to have to earn it here. 2 balls and no strikes. Mustangs will have the 5, 6, and 7 hitters coming up in the 4th inning. Throw, and that's close, but safe. That's real close. Good move there by Jesse, but again, he's not going to get the cheap out more than likely. And especially behind in the count 2-0, he's going to have to retire this hitter. Even though he's got a great move, that's going to be more on a Frederick mistake than a Mustang play. Swung on and hit in the air down the left field side into foul territory. Long chase for McCoy, but it's out of play. Ball 2, strike 1. Good pitch there, a tailing fastball thrown by Jesse Campa. 2 balls and 1 strike. Langford lays down the sign. And the pitch. In the dirt with a curveball. I'm not sure why they're messing around with that. It's not working. They didn't go after the hitter 1 and 2. There were 2 breaking balls thrown in a row. Actually, 3 in a row, I believe. And, sometimes when a pitch works, sometimes it doesn't work on the other end. 3-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled off to the right. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The runner will be going from first with 2 down in the bottom of the 3rd inning and Fort Morgan trailing 1-0. And the offering. Swung on and lifted to left field. McCoy to his right is under it, and McCoy makes the one-handed grab. And the bottom of the 3rd inning is history. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. To the 4th we go. It is Frederick 1, Fort Morgan 0 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. I'm John Beltran back at Frederick High School. Let's hit the top of the 4th inning. The Mustangs trail 1-0. A pop fly double with 2 down in the 1st inning, lost in the sun. That's the difference in this game. And Jesse Campa has walked a couple, but, you look at the line score, he's allowed just 1 hit. Fort Morgan has committed an error. Frederick has made 2. But the Mustangs have 3 hits. They've stranded 4. Frederick has stranded 3. Braden Fajardo, Cale Langford, and Frank Ortega here in the top of the 4th inning. Time to go to work for the Mustangs offensively. Yeah, nothing has been easy so far during the young season. Even when they had a 3-3-run leads against Northridge, you didn't feel comfortable about that on the road. And then they lost by 1. Never led against Mountain Vista. Fajardo struck out in the 1st. Fastball's a strike on the outside corner at the knees. No balls and 1 strike. Get that leadoff hitter on, then you can move him over the pitch way outside. And let me tell you, Prestwich is bringing some heat. 1 ball and 1 strike. Not sure, we don't have a radar gun on him, but he's definitely somewhere in the 80s. 1-1. Swung on and fouled. A late swing off that fastball. Ball 1, strike 2. And keep in mind that Prestwich, even though he's given up 3 hits, does have 6 strikeouts in the game. And the offering. Make it 7. Fastball swung on and missed on the outer half. Letter high. Fajardo's 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. And Cale Langford's the hitter. He chopped one into left field for a base hit his first time up. And at some point, you might have to initiate some small ball. Just bunt a guy on. And the Mustangs have had some traffic, but now all of a sudden, that is 5 in a row retired by Prestwich, and the breaking ball is bunted foul behind the plate. No balls and 1 strike, and he threw him a curveball there. That's even a tougher pitch to bunt at least to put in play. If Langford could have put it in play, he's got tons of speed. No balls and 1 strike. Here to the Mustang right fielder, and the pitch. Swing and a miss. I don't know what he's doing there. That pitch was above the letters. You're not hitting that any day of the week. Mustangs have got to lay off the high stuff, especially against this right-hander. 0-2 pitch. Same pitch, different result. KO laid off. Ball 1, strike 2. Top of the 4th inning. 1 out, nobody on. Frederick 1, Fort Morgan 0. The Mustangs have a doubleheader tomorrow in Fort Morgan. The pitch. Breaking ball right down the middle, called strike 3. It froze Langford. Strikeout number 7, 2 down. And the Mustangs are not seeing that breaking ball. He's, I believe, 3 of his strikeouts, 3 or 4 have been on that breaking ball, including Beltran a couple of innings ago. Or actually in the previous inning. Here's Frank Ortega. Frank struck out swinging his last time up. And the pitch. Bender, a strike on the inside corner. And the Mustangs, they're going to have to see that ball better out of his hand. 8 strikeouts already for Prestwich. The pitch. That's right down the middle for a strike. He's doing nothing wrong right now. 38 strikes and only 9 balls for the right-hander. No balls and 2 strikes in complete command. And you can bet well on his way to a complete game whether the Mustangs can rally or not. And the 0-2. Fastball down the middle for a strike. Ortega took it. 1-2-3. 9 strikeouts for Prestwich. 3.5 complete. Frederick 1. Fort Morgan nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. It was 1-0 after 1 inning. It's 1-0 going into the bottom of the 4th inning. Braden Johnson, Chris Baum, and Tommy Smith, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters, against Jesse Campa. Campa not the strikeout pitcher that Prestwich is. Campa has 5 in the game. Prestwich with 9, but he's allowed only 1 hit. And the pitch is a strike on the outer half. Belt high. The thing is that the 1 hit he allowed was a pop fly at Texas Leaguer down the right field line. And the pitch outside took something off of the count, levels at 1-1. Campa's thrown a nice game so far. Nearly halfway to the 110 total, which is the limit. He's got 51 pitches on his resume here for this game. The offering and the bender is a strike. Belt high in the inside corner. It's 1-2 with a curveball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Braden Johnson awaits. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He wasn't sure if he was going to swing at that or take it. And it's a strike. That pitch was out of the zone above the letters. Strikeout number 6. 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning for Chris Baum, who reached on an error. Well, we haven't seen a pitcher's duel yet this season, even though it's just 3 games in, but we're seeing one right now. The sun disappears momentarily. The pitch. That is over, but low. 1 ball and no strikes. And you can bet fans and umpires and even players like good, crisp, quick-moving games. And the offering, and that's a strike at the knees. Got the bottom of the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. When it comes to experience, Buildings by Design is the best in the business. Quality, commitment, and experience makes Buildings by Design the only choice when it comes to your next project. Lined down the right field line for a base hit over Malachi Bills. Fajardo's going to flag it down. It was off the end of the bat. So Baum picks up that hit for Frederick, their second. And all he did was stick out his bat. You don't have to hit it hard. You got to hit it in the right spot. Here's Tommy Smith. He struck out his first time up. Yeah, he couldn't have placed that any better. It had just enough to get over Bills' head. It landed on the clay first, and then it rolled into the grass. The offering. Fastball is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 Frederick. 1 out, 1 on. Bottom of the 4th inning. The lone run came in the 1st. Mustangs have to keep it right here until the offense can get going. And the pitch. And that's low. 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, the majority of the traffic has come from Fort Morgan's end. And the pitch. That's a tailing fastball for a strike on the inside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here to the number 7 hitter. Watch out with that breaking ball. He threw it. Nope, fastball. Very high. Thought that was going to break, but it didn't. 3 balls and 1 strike. Now you're in danger of placing a runner in scoring position. 3-1 with a man on and 1 out. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. A foul tip into the glove on a fastball tailing on the inside corner. Boy, if you could throw that same pitch. Not an easy one to hit. 3 balls and 2 strikes. You got to be very careful if you call curveball, because if that doesn't curve right, you're in trouble. Short lead at first. 3-2. Swing and a miss. And there's 2 down. Jackson 2 down. Jackson apparently lost count of the outs there. 2 down on the strikeout. He was headed to the dugout. That's a big strikeout of Tommy Smith. A.J. Lyman struck out his first time up. And it's K number 7 for Jesse Campa. And the pitch, tailing away with a fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. We have played 52 minutes of baseball and are nearly through 4 innings. Very short lead for Baum at first. Throw back to first, and he's back in diving. It's one of these games, 16 combined strikeouts through 4. 5 combined hits, 1 combined run. Not a lot put in play today. The pitch swung on and popped out out of play off to the left. It's emblematic of Major League Baseball, although we don't have any home runs in this game. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on and 2 down in the bottom of the 4th. The Warriors with a 1-0 lead over the Mustangs. Langford lays down the sign. And the pitch. That tails away off the glove of Jackson to the screen. To second is Baum. That'll be a passed ball. We have not had a wild pitch in this game, and that one clearly, he just didn't squeeze it. And now Lyman can drive in the game's second run with a base hit into the outfield. 2 balls and 1 strike, and a 2-run lead right now. Looks pretty big the way Prestwich is pitching, so the Mustangs got to keep it right here. Swung on that has popped up into left center field. McCoy to his left, ranges back, settles under it, and makes the grab. And that does it here for Frederick. 4 innings are complete as they get a base hit in strand 1. Let's head to the 5th inning. The Mustangs need some offense. They trail in Frederick 1-0 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Malachi Bills had a base hit to lead off the 3rd. He's now the hitter in the 5th inning for the Mustangs. The innings are running short. They trail 1-0. And the pitch is a strike on the outer half of the knees. Chase Prestwich has been dealing for Frederick. He's got 9 strikeouts. The pitch swung on and grounded left side. Deep in the hole for Gockenauer. Long throw to first is in time. That is an outstanding play. And there is 1 down. 1 down here. In inning number 5. Well, that's one heck of a play. Pitch is swung on and line foul off to the right. No balls and 1 strike. Colin Farley struck out looking his first time up. Took a late swing at that one. And the pitch swung on and fisted foul. You don't want him to get overmatched here, but you start worrying right now. At no balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch swung on and fouled off. He's staying in there, remains at 0-2. Got to watch out for the hook as well. And the pitch. There's the hook, and it's fouled at the plate. Remains at 0-2 to Colin Farley. Can the Mustang Junior DH get it done here with 1 out and the bases empty in the 5th? The offering swung on and fouled. He's going to keep swinging. He's going to just keep swinging here. He's going to do anything he can at this point. And the pitch, swing and a miss. He threw him a bender. And that's a strikeout of Colin Farley. 2 down in the 5th inning. Strikeout number 10 for Chase Prestwich. Chase Prestwich with 10 strikeouts. It's amazing. 56 pitches, 47 strikes, and 9 balls. He's hard to touch today. Over 3 innings worth of strikeouts. Here is Briggs Wheatley. Batting for the left side. The pitch. Bender is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0. And the offering. That's a fastball for a strike on the inside corner, belt high. And the count levels at 1-1. And the offering. Tapped foul to the screen. One with a pitch down and in. I mean, that's what happens when you're ahead of every single hitter. You've got these Mustang hitters on their heels. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-0 Frederick in the visiting half of the 5th inning. And the offering, swing and a miss. He blew a fastball right by him on the inner half. 11 strikeouts for Chase Prestwich, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. And he is on a major roll right now. We head to the bottom of the 5th. It's still a 1-0 Frederick lead over Fort Morgan on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. To the bottom of the 5th we go. Frederick leading Fort Morgan 1-0, and the pitch down and away with a fastball. Second run here is going to loom large. Hayden Borton popped to center his first time up. 9-1-2. Change up is low. Rockenauer and Conover are the next 2 hitters. Jesse Campa did have an issue in the first inning, walking the first hitter, and that's the only one who scored. But again, you can't blame him for that. It was a fly that looked like it was going to be caught, an easy pop out. Caden Langford never saw it. K.O. Langford, and it's outside 3-0. This is not a good start here in the bottom of the 5th. 3 balls and no strikes. And while Campa's pitched well, Prestwich has been better. 3 balls and no strikes to the number 9 hitter. The offering swung on and fouled off to the right. I'm surprised he swung at that. Wow. Yeah, that on a 3-0 pitch in a 1-0 game. It's not like it's a 10-9 game. Let's see if Jesse can come back here on a 3-1. The pitch swung on, grounded fair down the third base side, just inside the bag. Chased down by McCoy. Headed for second is Borton, and the throw's going to be offline. It'll be a straight-up double to begin the bottom of the 5th inning. And the 3rd hit of the game for Frederick, matching Fort Morgan's total. And let's see here. We have Gokenauer. He's batted from the left side the first 2 times. He walked and struck out. Now against the righty, batting from the right side. Well, let's see what he does here. They can play some small ball and advance the runner to third. Campa stretches. And the pitch. And that tails up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Again, 1-0 would seem like it's easy to come back from, but in this game, Fort Morgan stranded 4 over the first 2 innings and have not threatened since. Looking back. Coming back, runner going to third. It's inside. Throw to third, the tag, and out at third base. Oh, it was a close play, a bang-bang play. But Borton is out. An excellent throw by Langford as the tag was applied by Ortega. And that's a huge out in this game. It should be 2 balls and no strikes now. Let's see if Jesse can throw one here down the middle. That is a strike on the outside corner. Wow. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch to Gokenauer. Swung on and lifted in the air to right center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. He stuck his bat out. And that's the same type of hit we saw in the previous inning. Just stick out the bat and it finds the gap. 4th hit for Frederick. And that play at third that caught stealing looms even larger now. Conover struck out and grounded out. He is 0 for 2. Straight up at 5 o'clock Mountain Time. This is Morgan County's B106 KPRB. Barrage Fort Morgan. I'm John Beltran from Frederick High School. The right-hander with the delivery. Swung on, lined, and was it caught in the air? And they're going to say safe. Throw to second for 1. So the umpire, the home plate umpire, said it was trapped. So they'll get the force at second for the fielder's choice. So the hitter, and now they're going to second, and the tag is applied. That's going to be a double play. I'm not sure what they were doing there, but they already got the lead out at second. If Conover's out, why is he doing that? They already got the lead out. The home plate umpire already called him out earlier. So you can't call 2 outs on the same player. Fielder's choice 5-4. And Conover remains at first. The Mustangs almost got fooled there. They didn't even need to throw the ball. Cruz Zamudio. Cruz is struck out and walked. 2 down in the bottom of the 5th inning. That ball was struck hard. But Frank Ortega made the play. Throw back to first, and that was close. But back in diving is Conover. Campus had several good moves over there. Still awaiting the first pitch to Zamudio. Stretched by Campa. Short lead at first to pitch. And the breaking ball swung on and missed. No balls and 1 strike. We have had 18 combined strikeouts in the game. 11 by Prestwich and 7 by Jesse Campa. No balls, 1 strike, 1 on, 2 down. Bottom of the 5th inning. Frederick 1, Fort Morgan nothing. The offering swung on, chopped foul up the third base side. And the count is at 0-2. Well, the Mustangs will have the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the 6th inning. That might be their best opportunity. And we saw the best opportunities early on, but once Prestwich got out of those jams, he's been strong, really strong. 0-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Fastball outside corner, knee high. And Jesse Campa gets out of a small jam. No runs. There were a couple of base hits in the inning. No errors and 1 man left. 5 complete. That's right, we played over an hour, and 5 innings have been played here in Frederick. It's Frederick 1. And the Fort Morgan Mustangs nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The story of the game right now is right-hander Chase Prestwich. 11 strikeouts as we head to the top of the 6th inning, and Fort Morgan trailing 1-0. And he's gotten all the good hitters out. He struck out Brooks Wheatley twice. How often does that happen? Well, he did strike out twice against Northridge, but not after he had 2 extra base hits, and the fastball is low. 1 ball and no strikes. If you can get to Wheatley at least in the 7th inning, you'll have a shot, because he just made the last out. Fastball is a little bit low and away. 2 balls and no strikes to Jackson Langford. He struck out and grounded a second. That is a strike at the knees on the outside corner. Got the bottom of the zone. Ball 2, strike 1. Righty against righty. And the pitch swung on and grounded weakly on the right side. First baseman will field. Nobody's covering, and Langford will beat it out. It was fielded by Baum, but the pitcher, Prestwich, didn't do his job there. He had to go cover, and he did not. And the Mustangs have their 4th hit. That's a big mistake there by the pitcher, Prestwich. You go and cover, more than likely that's an out. And here is Nick Beltran. He has singled and struck out. So the Mustangs finally have the leadoff man on. The pitch, squared to bunt, and he fouls it up the third base side. His bunting this year has been limited and poor. Had a few attempts and has fouled them all off and not even close. And the third baseman is on the edge of the grass. And now you're down in the count at 0-1. And when you're down to Prestwich, you know what he can come with. He was down 2-0 to Langford, and Langford got on. The pitch, nope. And he balked. Well, the Mustangs get a huge break there. Now you've got no balls and 1 strike with a man at second. Nobody out here in the 6th inning. And the Mustangs trail 1-0. It's their best opportunity since the 2nd. And the offering. And the fastball is off the glove. And now Langford to third. No throw. That'll be a pass ball. Well, just like that, Fort Morgan hasn't done much there. But all of a sudden, there's an opportunity. 1 ball and 1 strike. The pitch. And that is outside. Tailing away with a fastball. Ball 2, strike 1. He's fallen behind 2 hitters. Nick Beltran looking to tie the game. The pitch swung on. That ball is lifted into foul territory left side near the dugout occupied by Frederick. It goes over the dugout. And it is 2-2, but now you got to watch out for the hook. I mean, Prestwich has been deadly with 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Langford at third, nobody out in the 6th inning. Yeah, you got to really protect right now. He's had a major hook in this game. Beltran awaiting the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out on a pitch down and away. Second time he struck out in the game. Beltran now at 1 for 3. And there's 1 down. 12 strikeouts now for Chase Prestwich. Here is Jesse Campa, again a man at third. The infield is playing in their normal positions, and the fastball is up and away. They're back in the infield. 1 ball and no strikes. Campa's made contact twice. He grounded to second, and he reached on an air there, and then grounded to short. Just anything like that will tie the game. The offering. Swung on and grounded up the middle. Second baseman Johnson has it. He'll sidearm to first for the out. Langford scores, and we are tied at 1. Jesse Campa did his job there. That'll bring up Braden Fajardo, who struck out twice. So it's a brand new ball game, deadlocked at 1 in the top of the 6th inning. Let's see if Braden can make the adjustment here against the right-hander. Wind and pitch. Swung on and tapped slowly down the third baseline. That's going to be trouble. Oh, he should have let it roll foul. That's going to be an infield hit. I'm not sure exactly why Smith even picked that ball up. There was no way he was going to throw him out. Just let that thing roll. So Fort Morgan has a base runner on. They've already plated a run. Here's K.O. Langford. On that slow tapper, Fajardo's now 1 for 3. Short lead at first. And the pitch. And the bender is a ball down and away. Good take there by K.O. 1 ball and no strikes. Langford with an infield hit. To second on a balk, to third on a pass ball, to home on a ground out. The offering. Fastball, strike, inside corner. And in case you're wondering, Prestwich is not even close to being out of pitches. 74 pitches. He's got a lot more to throw here. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 2 down, 1-1 in the 6th inning. The pitch runner goes, and it's down and in. The throw to second and a hop, the slide. He's in there. It's a stolen base for Fajardo. He got a great jump. A fantastic jump by Fajardo. And it doesn't matter for Prestwich. He's been tough on both righties and lefties. Wheatley and Beltran have struck out twice apiece, and they're both lefties. The stretch. And the offering. And the curveball's a strike. Down the middle, thigh high. 2-2. 1 pitch away from picking up strikeout number 13. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Langford. The offering. Curveball is up and in. And it's a stolen base for Fajardo. No throw. Yeah, that pitch was up and in. Barely missed, though. It was close. Very close. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Zamudio lays down the sign. The pitch, down and away. It's a walk. Well, Frank Ortega struck out twice. He will now step to the plate. The only thing it does, it accelerates the pitch count a little bit, even though we're just already in the 6th inning. And the Mustangs have played 2 extra inning games already. Now let's see if Langford's going to take off from first. The catcher, Zamudio, went to talk to his pitcher. This will be interesting because we've seen the Mustangs, and they got major speed on the bases. And the offering. And the fastball is over for a strike. And a delayed steal there, but no throw. Langford's at second. 3 stolen bases in the inning. A base hit will give the Mustangs the lead. No balls, 1 strike, 1 across, 2 down in the 6th inning. And the pitch. And the bender's right there. Boy, Frankie's being overmatched. Struck out his first 2 times, now down at 0-2. And he didn't see that one at all. He backed out on the breaking ball. Big pitch coming up. 0-2. Swing and a miss. He swung and missed it badly. A curveball on the outer portion of the plate, and the Mustangs do score a run, but they strand 2 in the inning. 5.5 innings have been played. It's Fort Morgan 1, Frederick 1 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's head to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Mustangs and Frederick Warriors deadlocked at 1. Engineering and consulting services for all of your projects. Western Engineering Consultants, strong commitment to their clients' needs sets them apart. Western Engineering Consultants, and the breaking ball is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. It's the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Prestwich, who has doubled and popped out. Braden Johnson and Chris Baum. Curveball down the middle for a strike from Jesse Campa. That was his 81st pitch. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Mustangs just plated a run on Campa's RBI groundout. Swung on, fouled off to the right. Count is at 1-2. Remember, you got to go the distance if you can of your Campa with 2 games tomorrow. Riverdale Ridge at 4 o'clock and 6:30 against Berthoud, both on B106. And the pitch. Swing and foul. Oh, he dropped it. Oh, Jackson tried to pull it out of his glove. Let's see if they appeal there. No, they're going to call a foul ball. Jackson tried to pull the ball out of his glove, but they're going to say that's just a foul ball. It is a foul. You have to control that. And he did not control it the whole way. So it remains that it was a foul, but he thought he had it in his glove. And on the transfer, 1 ball and 2 strikes. So they're going to say it was not on the transfer here. So it'll be just a foul ball there. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Prestwich. He's the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The advantage goes to the home team right now. They have 6 outs to play with. The Mustangs with 3. Frederick scored their run in the 1st. The Mustangs scored their run in the 6th. We're in the bottom of the 6th. And the pitch swung on and grounded to short. Beltran has got it. He sets, he throws, and there is 1 down as Prestwich is retired. Here is Braden Johnson, who has grounded out and struck out. The line scores are as follows. 1 run on 5 hits for Fort Morgan, 1 run on 4 hits for Frederick. The Mustangs with 1 error, Frederick with 2. The Mustangs have stranded 6, and the Warriors have left 5 on base. Jesse Campa with pitch number 85, and here it is. And the curveball's a strike on the inside corner, letter high. No balls and 1 strike. Here's the wine and offering. Down and away with a curveball. Count levels at 1-1. We are in the bottom of the 6th inning, and the bases are empty, tied at 1. Langford lays down the sign. The offering. Swing and a miss and a fastball that tied him up. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That thing was tailing in towards the right-handed hitter. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, Jack lays down the sign. And the pitch. That is low and off the glove of Langford on, looked like a changeup. Ball 2, strike 2. Will we go extra innings for the 3rd consecutive game? We still have to get through the 6th, the bottom of the 6th, and then the 7th. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a bender down and away. And it's a strikeout of Johnson. And that is strikeout number 9 for Jesse Campa. 2 down here for Chris Baum. He's been on base twice. He got on an error by the 3rd baseman Ortega, then singled to right. Officially at 1 for 2. Hitting from the right side with an open stance. The pitch swung on, popped up. The pitcher, Campa, a few steps out in front, is going to call for it and makes the catch. He was the only one. That thing was not hit very high, and Campa came in about 5 or 6 steps. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Jesse Campa. Wow, we've seen this twice already. We're going to see it again. We're headed to the 7th. Frederick 1, Fort Morgan 1 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's head to the 7th inning. It'll be Malachi Bills, Colin Farley, and Briggs Wheatley against right-hander Chase Prestwich. Fastball swung on, line down the right field line. It's trouble. It's fair. It's a dive, and it's going to land for a base hit. Bills to second. Let's see if Bills is going to stay there, and it's a leadoff double. He went the other way on the fastball on the outer half. What a way to start the 7th. Malachi Bills is 2 for 3, has had 3 terrific plate appearances today. On pitch number 82 from Prestwich, only 19 of those have been balls. Boy, that was outstanding there by Malachi Bills. And now we're going to have a pinch hitter in John Schwenke. He could be called upon to bunt here, too. That's not necessarily Colin's game, bunting. He's more of a swinger. John has a little bit of a shorter stroke. Doesn't hit the ball as hard as Colin, but it's all about placement right now. A dive out there in right field by A.J. Lyman. The ball didn't roll much after he was unable to make the play. But Bills at second. Got to be smart on the bases now. The Mustangs are looking for their first lead. The stretch and the pitch squaring to bunt, and the ball nearly hit him on the breaking ball. Bills got to get back to second. You don't want to get too big of a jump there and waste that leadoff double. 1 ball and no strikes. Good job of John getting out of the way there. That could have been an issue. He's being called on to move the runner to third. Squares to bunt, and that ball nearly hit him. Oh, and it did hit him off the face. He bunted it, but then it deflected right off him. And John is hurt there. He's on his knees at the plate. Let's see, I think it deflected off. It hit the bat and then got him around maybe the chin, but he's okay. He's up now. Let's see, talking to Coach Langford, oh, there's got to be blood. There's going to have to be another hitter up there. 1 ball, 1 strike. We will have another hitter to finish out the at-bat, so we can't see it from here. But that pitch was tailing in. And really, he couldn't even bunt that ball. If he let it hit him, it would have been a hit batter. But obviously, he's got a bloody nose, or somewhere blood is coming out in the facial area. So now let's see who's going to hit in his spot. Who's going to hit in his spot? Let's see, can it be Colin? Let's see, Josh has got to clarify the rule here, because he was just pinch hit for. That was a tailing fastball. It would have been ball 2. But instead, it made contact with a bat and then deflected off his face. So it looks like Farley will hit after all and inherits a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Well, we hope John is okay. We'll get an update on his condition. But obviously there was some blood that was dislodged somewhere. Malachi Bills is the runner at second. Now him, Farley, and Coach Langford are talking in foul territory near the third base coaching box. Tied at 1 here in the top of the 7th inning from Frederick. The Mustangs trail throughout 1-0. Fill up your cooler, gas up your car. Stubbs Gas and Oil, easy and convenient, makes them the only stop you need. That is Stubbs Gas and Oil. Well, now the home plate umpire is going to break up this conversation. It's taken a little bit too long, and before he got there, Coach Langford ends it. The inning began with a double by Bills. Yeah, it's too bad. If John could have just turned there, the ball would have hit him. And probably not in a bad spot. But again, hopefully he's okay. 1 ball, 1 strike. He walked off under his own power, which is the good news for John Schwenke. The pitch and the curveball is up and in. Ball 2, strike 1 on pitch number 85 from Prestwich. The limit is 110 with a minimum of 3 days of rest. 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch swung on. That ball is lined on 1 hop, and the throw's going to be to third on a hop, and the ball gets away. And Malachi Bills will stay at third. Colin Farley will be at first. And we will score that a fielder's choice. It's not a base hit. He hit it hard. I'm not sure what Gokenauer is doing there. That's a fielder's choice. And we won't score that as an error. I don't know if they would have got him at third with the off-balance throw. He made a very late decision. Briggs Wheatley is now the hitter. Whately popped to second and struck out twice. This is his time right now to give the Mustangs the lead. You've got your three hitters coming up at the top of the lineup, and that pitch is down and in. 1 ball and no strikes. A huge opportunity right now for Fort Morgan here in the top of the 7th inning. And the offering swung on and fouled down the left field side and out of play. He reached out for that one. That would have been ball 2. Not sure Briggs is seeing that ball right now. Whately, Langford, and Beltran all have an opportunity to either give the Mustangs the lead or perhaps extend it if they could do it right now. One ball, one strike, and a throw back to first. Back in diving is Colin Farley. Farley had a great at-bat there. He shortened up the swing and hit a laser on one hop to Gokenauer. He would have had him at first and allowed the runner to go to third, then make the late decision and threw off balance. The stretch and the offering. Swung on, grounded right side, headed for right field. That's a base hit. Malachi Bills will score, and Farley to second. Briggs Whately delivers. He's fired up at first base, and the Mustangs now lead 2-1 in the 7th inning. A big hit there for Briggs Whately as the junior comes through. Let's see if they can keep it going here with our next hitter, Jackson Langford. All right, we'll make an adjustment. Apparently my audio is coming in a little bit low. So there's a conversation on the hill. And Langford will step in. We'll check out his numbers here momentarily. Jackson is 1 for 3, struck out, grounded out, and had a base hit and scored the first run for the Mustangs. 2-1 Fort Morgan. It's their first lead of the game. And still nobody out here in the 7th. And Langford looking to deliver for the Mustangs and perhaps extend the lead against the right-hander Chase Prestwich, who's been outstanding in this game. The stretch. And the pitch squaring to bunt, and the breaking ball is fouled to the screen. That was a good pitch to bunt. But he couldn't pull it off. No balls and 1 strike, yeah. As the visiting team, you'd like to have at least a 2-run lead going into the 7th, into the bottom of the 7th, that is. The stretch. And the pitch squaring to bunt again, and he pops it up, and that's going to be caught. No throw to second. That was caught by the catcher along the third baseline. Great play there by Zamudio, about 10 feet into fair territory along the third baseline, and Langford is out number 1. And we know what the Mustangs will be working on here this week. It's for sure it's going to be at least moving runners over and bunting. Nick Beltran with a base hit. He's also struck out twice. He is 1 for 3. 91 pitches thrown by Prestwich. And still RBI opportunities here with first and second and 1 out. Briggs Whately's RBI single has given Fort Morgan a 2-1 advantage. There is 1 out. I don't know if there was any issue with the number of outs, but yeah, just 1 out. That was the first one as Malachi Bills doubled. Colin Farley reached in a fielder's choice. Briggs Whately with an RBI single. And here is Nick Beltran at 1 for 3 in the game. And the pitch swung on and tapped foul. Went with the bender, and it topped it to the screen. No balls and 1 strike. Here to Nick Beltran. In the top of the 7th inning, Fort Morgan up 2-1. He calls time. He's got to look for his pitch here. 2-1. And the offering. Swing and a miss. Boy, he didn't read that at all. That was a pitch in the dirt. Beltran has not looked good since the first plate appearance when he got a base hit. Now he's down in the count at 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. He's being overmatched right now. 13 strikeouts in the game for Prestwich. The offering. Swung on, line towards center field, and that ball is going to be caught. Runners back to first and second. A liner to Bryce Conover as Beltran is retired. Hit the ball hard, but he's now 1 for 4. And that brings up Jesse Campa. Campa in the game has reached on an error, grounded out twice, but his ground out in the previous inning drove in the game-tying run. The stretch, the runners take their leads, and the pitch, and the curveball's a strike on the outer half. It's 0-1. A base hit would be so huge. Farley at second, Wheatley at first. 2 juniors on the base paths and a junior at the plate. The pitch swung on line foul off to the right on a ball that was tailing in. 96 pitches for Prestwich. Mustangs at first and second, nobody out, but then a strikeout. Or check that. Well, the next 2 hitters were retired. Yeah, Langford. And then Beltran with a line out. The offering, curveball is up and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, you had the little pop-up on the bunt by Langford. That was the play. Then the line out to center by Beltran. And the offering, and swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. He's going to have to throw him out to first, and the throw is low, and it skips over the first baseman. Scoring is Farley. Wheatley's going to round third. He'll stay right there, and the Mustangs lead 3-1 on the errant throw by the catcher, Zamudio. That's a huge break for Fort Morgan. A humongous break. Nothing that the first baseman, Baum, could do there. It was just a throw into the ground. A huge break for the Mustangs. And they now lead 3-1, runners at the corners. But again, give him the strikeout for Prestwich. He now has 14 strikeouts, and the Bender's in there for a strike. A delayed steal there by Jesse Campa. Fajardo has struck out twice and singled. He's 1 for 3. The Mustangs were down for much of this game 1-0. They now lead 3-1 in the 7th. 2 in scoring position. The pitch, and that one skips in. That was pitch number 100 for Chase Prestwich. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 across in the 7th. The stretch. Fajardo awaits the pitch. Fastball is outside. Ball 2, strike 1 with K.O. Langford waiting to hit next. All right, the Mustang dugout has come alive here in Frederick. Prestwich has pitched a tremendous game. And the offering swung on line foul off to the right on a late swing. Went with a fastball in the outer half. Here's the situation. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on, 2 across, and Fort Morgan leads by 2. Braden Fajardo awaits the pitch. Curveball is tapped down the third base side. Slow roller, the throw to first is going to be in time. It looked like he pulled his foot. Oh, that was close. It looked like the foot was pulled there by Baum. But Tommy Smith retires. Braden Fajardo on that bouncer that finally got out there on the roll. Well, the Mustangs put together a productive inning. 2 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error and 2 men left. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. With the score, Fort Morgan 3, Frederick 1 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
The need for uniform and accurate water delivery to the crop throughout its life cycle is essential.
John Beltran back with you as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. And the Mustangs with a 3-1 lead over the Frederick Warriors. They've scored those 3 runs over the last 2 innings. A run in the 6th and 2 more here in the 7th. But we are far from over. 3 more outs for Jesse Campa, who has thrown 90 pitches in the game. It'll be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Tommy Smith, A.J. Lyman, and Hayden Borton. Line and offering. That's a strike. He struck out Smith twice. Jesse Campa so far has 9 strikeouts in the game, 3 innings worth of strikeouts in the pitch. Outside. Count levels at 1-1. The Mustangs have played 2 close games and lost them both. 12-11 to Northridge in 8 innings. 8-6 to Mountain View in 8 innings. This is in the bottom of the 7th. And the offering. And that is just off the corner. Don't want to mess with this guy. You already struck him out twice. You don't want to get to the top of the order. Mustangs have 7 hits in the game to 4 for Frederick. And a 2-1. And that is a strike on a tailing pitch on the inside corner. Belt high, it's 2-2. But Jesse's running out of pitches. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wine and offering. And that is down and away. Took something off it. 3-2. Got to show composure right now. If you get a man on base, the tying run will be at the plate. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Coming back. Swung on line, and that is going to be caught by the leaping second baseman, Braden Fajardo, the liner off the end of the bat. Looked like it was headed for right center field, but it was off the end of the bat, and Braden timed that out nicely and made what looked like a really routine play. 1 down. Here's A.J. Lyman, who has struck out and flied to left. He is 0 for 2. Nice job of Jesse there after his 96th pitch of retiring the hitter. The offering. Fastball is high. 1 ball and no strikes. They can bring in another pitcher and then use him tomorrow unless he throws so many pitches. So they're still okay, even if Jesse cannot finish this off. And the offering. Oh, that one's off the glove to the screen, 2-0. He's got to follow through. Both pitches were left up in the zone. 2 balls and no strikes to A.J. Lyman. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Fort Morgan 3, Frederick 1. Langford lays down the sign. And a pitch swung on that is popped up along the third base line. Let's see who's got it. The shortstop, Beltran, in foul territory, makes the catch. And there's 2 down. Nice play by Beltran, calling off Ortega. And a great 2-0 pitch there thrown by Jesse Campa. So he's had 99 pitches here for Hayden Borton, who has popped out and doubled. He's had 2 very good at-bats. So he's the 9 hitter, but he's been the best hitter. And again, you don't want that tying run at the plate. So 1 more for the Mustangs' first win. Bank of Colorado is the only bank dedicated to help you make the most of living in Colorado. Not just a bank in Colorado, Bank of Colorado. And the curveball is a strike. Belt high, no balls and 1 strike. On pitch number 100 from Jesse Campa. The wine and the offering. Swing and a foul tip into the glove of Jackson Langford. It's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Jesse is 1 pitch away. The offering. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. And Jesse Campa goes the distance. And the Mustangs defeat the Frederick Warriors for their first win of the season. Final score, 3-1. Let us take a break and we'll wrap it up after this. It's a 90-second break. The Mustangs 3, the Frederick Warriors 1 in Frederick on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
Western Engineering Consultants have the experience and reputation to prove there's no better choice. From aviation to school.
6.
John Beltran back in Frederick. The Mustang post-game show is brought to you by Morgan Community College, here to make your dreams become a reality for both traditional and non-traditional students. Check them out at morgancc.edu. Where the Fort Morgan Mustangs win today in Frederick over the Warriors, 3-1. 3 runs on 7 hits, 1 error, 8 left on base for the Mustangs, 1 run, 4 hits, 3 errors, 5 left on base for Frederick. The winning pitcher was Jesse Campa, 10 strikeouts in the game. The loss went to Chase Prestwich, who struck out 14. Time of the game, 1 hour and 43 minutes. And here's how this incredible baseball game went. With 2 down, a man at first in the bottom of the first inning, Prestwich hit a fly ball down the right field side. K.O. Langford did not see it. And the leadoff hitter, who had reached via the walk, that was Gokenauer, scored from first. And it was 1-0. It stayed that way until the top of the 6th inning. And that's when the Mustangs finally got going. Jackson Langford with a base hit went to second on a balk. to third on the pass ball. Nick Beltran would strike out, but then Jesse Campo grounded out the second, tying the game at 1. Then in the 7th inning, Malachi Bills, what a nice game he had with a couple of hits going the other way. He led off with a double. John Schwenke was called in to bunt him over, and John tried to bunt, and the ball went off his face after he bunted the ball, so blood dislodged. He walked off under his own power, so I'm sure that John was okay, but I haven't seen him come back because he's getting medical attention. So Colin Farley finished out the at-bat, and he had a sharp grounder to short, and Gokenauer decided to go to third, and then he threw it away. I don't think it would have got him anyway, so he scored at a fielder's choice. And then the next hitter, Briggs Wheatley, came through with an RBI single, making it 2-1. Later on, after Jackson popped out and Nick Beltran lined to center, Jesse Campo struck out, but then the throw from the catcher Zamudio to the first baseman skipped by the first baseman, a terrible throw, and that allowed the runner from third to score, so the Mustangs got an unearned run to make it 3-1, and then Campo did the job, retiring the side in order. In the bottom of the 7th inning, Frederick drops to 3-1, and the Mustangs improve to 1-2. Fort Morgan is back in action coming up tomorrow when they take on Riverdale Ridge at 4 o'clock and Berthoud at 6:30. Both games will be on B106, B106.com, and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brush Bee Diggers right now taking on Resurrection Christian in a doubleheader in Brush, and those games are on 1010 KSRR and KSRR.com. The final score once again, Fort Morgan 3, Frederick 1. I'm John Beltran on B106, B106.com, and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
Fort Morgan Mustangs Athletics on B106.